what we're working on here today is going to be about connection. And in order to be connected with animals or human beings, we need to be in a state where we are self-regulated. And that self-regulation takes the ability to calm ourselves, to slow ourselves down, and to clear our mind. And so what's going to be demonstrated today with the horses is how we go about self-regulating, and how through our own self-regulation that the horses actually regulate to us as well and give us immediate feedback as to how we're doing with our level of calmness. So I'll be running through some exercises today which are going to include me regulating myself to begin with, and then working with one of the horses, Georgie, to connect with her and see how well I've done with regulating and how well I've done in the connection with her, so that we are in rhythm with each other. So what I'm going to do, this process of connecting and increasing energy and regulating with the horse, is a process where I never actually use the rope for the horse. The rope is actually a tool for me to regulate myself with deep breathing and with creating a rhythm. Everything I'm doing right now is for my regulation, not for her. And so rhythm is really important to regulation. And when I'm swinging the rope, what I'm doing is I'm swinging it in a figure-8 pattern, because if I'm not able to maintain the rope going in a figure-8 pattern, then it's another sign that I'm having trouble with regulation if I've got it all over and I can't control it. That's the reason I do the rope, is to kind of sense myself. So deep breathing and rhythm with the rope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be maintaining a distance from Georgie, and I'm going to be literally throwing my energy toward her. I'm increasing pressure the bigger my movements and the closer I get to her. And as soon as she looks up, I release that pressure. And if she comes to me, then I allow her to just follow me. There's no reason for me to need to apply any more pressure or any more energy, because she's connected with me. If I see her go back down to grazing, it means that connection isn't there, that she's lost interest, and what I need to do is maintain the pressure that I've been applying. And so that's when I go back to it. You can see that she connected with me there for a minute and started walking with me. Now, she's already been distracted and gone back to eating. There are other times where I'm able to get her to actually just follow me through that gate opening over there and into the pen. The benefit of learning about self-regulation is that when I made the connection with Georgie, it was evident. She looked up and she willingly followed me, and we were bonded at that time. The same thing can happen with children of all ages. I have mothers who call me and say, my child is out of control, they're throwing a temper tantrum, I can't even bring them to the session because things are so bad. What I'll tell them to do is to just go sit beside their child and say nothing at all, but to begin a rhythm. You saw that I was doing this to create energy and rhythm with the horse. And I tell parents to do the same thing, to just sit down and start a tapping, a gentle tapping, and to see if they can match their breathing to their child's breathing. Just a deep breath in and a deep breath out, going slowly. And what happens is that by creating regulation and the child responding to a rhythm, the children calm down, and it has to do with our brain function. When we get in chaos, when we become dysregulated, we're functioning out of our midbrain and out of our brain stem. And when we regain control and when we regain regulation, we're able to go back to using our prefrontal cortex where we do strategic thinking. And so it does us no good to tell somebody to calm down when they're dysregulated. What we have to help them do is become regulated, and we can do that by regulating ourselves and connecting with them. And so that's literally what I was demonstrating with Georgie. Okay, so when I talk about self-regulation and methods of doing that, deep breathing is a common method. And when I say deep breathing, I'm not talking about just the normal shallow breathing that we have going on throughout the day. It's intentionally filling our diaphragm and focusing on the breath that's coming into our lungs. So inhaling through our nose to a 4 or a 5 count, like this. And you can actually see my body lifting, my chest filling, and then the exhale is the same way. And it can be longer and slower through pursed lips, almost like you're trying to whistle. So the deep breath looks like this. That's one deep breath. Another way that can help us to regulate is to have a rhythm. I like to recommend to clients what I call the metronome app, where literally you set the metronome to maybe your own heart rate. And I'll do this during meditation, is just take time and breathe deeply to the rhythm of the metronome. And it's almost a hypnotic effect and very calming. And so this can be very helpful. And when I talk about sitting with a child to help them regulate, this is really what I'm talking about. You could use exactly these same things. Deep breathing, a metronome, or just a tapping with your hand to create a rhythm. Nothing needs to be said to the child or adult, for that matter. It's simply creating rhythm and regulation that they respond to and that will help them to calm, most likely within a matter of minutes. Because the more that we can do calming and regulating exercises, the less likely that anxiety is going to creep up on us and overtake us. Now, naturally, there are going to be those times when anxiety comes up, and we just have to try to recognize, this is how I do it. I count, I breathe, I create a rhythm, and just do that for several minutes until you can feel yourself calming a little bit, or at least maintaining at a level. But my recommendation is to do this several times a day so that we can maintain a sense of regulation, calmness, and avoid anxiety taking over.